Here's why I prefer cumulative delta over analyzing order flow on the DOM. Notice how 27 by 21 contracts came in right here, and the market really didn't move much. It briefly ticked up, then down. There would be 48 contracts that came in right here. However, most of that volume doesn't matter. What matters is the outstanding volume. If you subtract 27 by 21, there's only 6 contracts to the sell side in this very specific area. If we play again, notice how the market ticked down and then ticked right back up. 65 sold, followed by 58 buy. This is more wash trading. Most of that volume doesn't matter. If you subtract 58 from 65, you'll have -7 deltas. So only 7 contracts actually are outstanding in here. The cumulative delta will remove that wash trading for us, showing only the outstanding contracts that have hit. Price action is like the words in a book. This tells us the story of the markets and is arguably the best way to make trading decisions. However, pairing the delta volume with the price action supercharges our abilities to read the market. If you have a shorter price bar with large delta volume, that is telling us there's reloading going on. If you have a tall price bar with low delta volume, that is telling us there is spoofing going on. Basically, the bid and offer are pulling. If the price bar and the delta volume are roughly the same height, that is telling us there is virtually no manipulation going on in the order flow. However, modern markets filled with high frequency trading, which makes up more than 60% of the volume, is filled with toxic order flow. Toxic order flow makes reading the depth of market extremely difficult. Trying to find and track reloading and spoofing right here is going to be substantially harder. Another thing I like about the cumulative delta is there are always delta patterns going on. Notice how some buying delta starts down here and goes all the way up to here. That is 313 contracts when you remove all the wash trading on the buy side. The market also moves up with that 313 contracts. Notice how that 313 contracts comes out right here, which is also being reflected in the price coming down. The delta almost always balances like this. This happens every day, thousands of times in every market. Think about it like this. 313 contracts is a big buyer or a cluster of big buying. The market moves up. In order for most of these buyers to exit their position for a win, they need another second wave of buying, which as we can see does not happen. Large traders or clusters of high trading activity behaves just like you and I. If the price action doesn't continue to move, they will bail out. Thus, oftentimes you see an equal amount of contracts coming out on the other side. I've only begun to scratch the surface of how delta works. If you want to learn more about my trading, check out coffee.com/Fat Cats of Wall Street. I have 2 years of my narrated trade sessions posted every day, as well as my review process. One of the best ways to learn is watching somebody trade on the hard right edge every day.